Well, I'm here at the OSHA Trailhead, just below Cloudcroft. I'm meeting a friend here for lunch at the brew pub, but he's taking a hike up the trail, so I might as well walk up it a little bit. It's actually a very nice trail, even though it's not a very nice day. So I think it's around 4-mile loop if you do the whole thing. And this side trail here goes right into Cloudcroft. I might get rained on. I've got my hiking sticks and my Camelback with a rain parka and got a heavy flannel shirt, but I don't think I would go that far. We'll see. Don't look too bad overhead, and it's not that cold. In any case, I wanted to show off my Red Tail Ale t-shirt. My first microbrew, Hopland, California, up in Mendocino County. That's when I discovered craft beer. This first quarter mile of this trail is very steep. At least it seems like it, but it'll give the calf muscles a good workout. The trail branches once I get on top, and you can go straight and down into the forest and to the meadow and loop back around, or you can turn right at the branch and hike this trail counterclockwise. Either way is good. I usually go clockwise, and that's the way he's going. But I don't think he's got time to hike the whole trail, because he wanted to have lunch at 11. But at least this gets me out on the trail, getting a little exercise. Bench on top with a view that I can rest at. You can just see the highway down there. It winds up down below us here. Quite a drive up here. It's only 16 miles from Alamogordo, but totally different scenery. You're in the high mountains here. Cloudcroft's 8,800 feet, and we're just below that. Oh, I'm at the benches already. I'm not even tired. That's good. Mexican trestle. It's the old cloud climbing railroad came up here on, and bringing tourists up and taking logs down to the sawmill in Alamogordo. There's a nice lodge up here that dates way back to the 1800s. I think it's burnt down and been rebuilt once or twice, but it is very nice. Can't say anything kind about the food though. I hope it doesn't get too muddy. I think I'm approaching the branch, so I don't want to go the clockwise direction because there's some people up there. Hello.
Hello, hi.
Hi. You didn't see anyone come down this trail, did you?
I saw a couple people, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I would have seen him if it's who I'm looking for, I guess.
Are you looking for anyone specific?
Yeah, my friend, he was going to do this clockwise,
Okay.
but I don't think he's had enough time to complete it.
We did not see a single person walk by. It was usually just like pairs.
Yeah.
People with dogs too.
Right.
So maybe not yet.
Well, I'll hike counterclockwise and see if I run into him.
There you go. Good luck.
Bye. Teepee type shelter. The Apaches sometimes build these for ceremony, so it's not just tourist silliness. Yes, that was my friend. Maybe he's going to take a shortcut, or maybe it's only another mile. I can't remember how long the loop is. But yeah, we got cell reception here because we're so close to town. So that's good. Wow, I've hiked over half a mile. Oh well, I did get out and hike, and it is pretty up here. Downhill will be a lot easier. Although it really wasn't that hard coming up. Not as hard as I remember it. I don't know why, because I'm certainly not in shape. I'm trying to lose a few pounds. A few tacos, like I told a guy at the Mexican restaurant the other day. Told him I was trying to lose a few pounds. He says, well, if you lose them, you can find them here. Well, that was clever. Anyway, I want to go backpacking, if only for an overnight this year before I really get too damn old to be able to do it. I got a new tent, so, and a 1-ounce titanium cook stove. That's not new. I've used it before on some trips. Well, this is my third time up this grade this morning, today. I finally met my friend and we went and had lunch. A couple of beers and a pizza. Really nice. Cloudcroft Brewing. Excellent pizza, very good beer. So I hiked up it again and remembered I had forgotten my phone, so I couldn't do any filming. And I forgot my walking stick, which is always handy to have. And yes, it's an old Scott ski pole that I converted. I took the ring thing off the bottom, of course, and I sculpted the handle a bit with a knife so it's ambidextrous use. But I like it. Stronger than the collapsible ones. So, I don't know, there's an 80% chance of rain by 3 o'clock, and it's probably about 2 now. So I'm likely to get wet. And I got a cheap rain poncho. I just threw stuff together really quick when he texted me and said he wanted to meet at 11 for lunch. Even though I only live a half hour away, I had to change my windshield wiper blades because they were shot and grab a few things, and here I am. Anyway, I need to exercise, so 3 times up that hill is good for me. Well, it's starting to rain, so I don't know if I ought to chance it or not. Press on for a little bit and see how it goes. I don't really feel like getting out that plastic rain poncho though and get all sweaty inside that. I didn't have time to grab my good ones. I got a Gore-Tex rain jacket, but I didn't bring it. Anyway, whoops. Walking stick got stuck between 2 rocks. There's a lot of thunder. It's a good trail. Rocky. Oh yeah. Thunder gods are angry today. I can hear it hitting the leaves of the trees. It's coming down pretty steady now. Here's another rest point up here. What do we got here? Bluegrass. Okay. I don't see anything that impressive. Ooh, I'm tired already. Maybe because it's the 3rd time I've climbed this hill this morning. Let's sit on this bench for a minute and think about this. Looks to be pretty much socked into me. Good spot. Let me... the Camelback. If I'm taking a long hike, I modified a trick my nephew taught me. He used to put ice cubes in the bladder of the Camelback to keep the water cold, but I went one better. I stripped the label off and cleaned all adhesive off. I don't know what they are, like 16, 20 ounce bottle of water, and froze it. And I throw that whole thing in the bladder, and that way it does 2 things. It keeps your water cold for hiking, but if it's hot and you're drinking a lot and you run out, you know you at least got that reserve. You can fish that bottle out of the bladder and you still got that much water to get you back to the trailhead. Anyway, I think it's a clever idea. You know, it's nice to be out here though, even though it's raining. I'm sitting between two really big trees on a bench. It's not getting wet. Not that bad. Had a good lunch of Corey's special pizza with bacon and pepperoni and cheese and all this stuff. A German style lager. And then my favorite Trainwreck IPA at Cloudcroft Brewing. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Beats sitting at home all the time. Even though I like that too, don't get me wrong. That's no problem. I can go 3 days without ever leaving the house. Especially if I got the computer to tinker with. I got hundreds of books I haven't read. I got a new Kindle with unlimited reading on it. So yeah, I love that too, but there's something about just getting out here. This reminds me of hiking in Alaska in the rain, which I've done a lot of. It's just a peaceful sound though. It's falling on the trees, but I'm not getting maybe 10% of the drops that are falling, if that. Kind of like being in a tent at night and it's gently raining on the tarp of the tent. Life up here. This deer is just not bothered at all. Anyway, I was just talking to a guy on an e-bike that's riding up here. And yeah, it looks like it's clearing up. Maybe I'll go ahead on the trail. Just met a couple that came along and they did it counterclockwise and it seemed like they did it very fast too. So maybe I'll go ahead, get it done. I don't come up here that often. Spend a lot of time talking to this guy on the e-bike who's doing it. So here we go. We're on the road again. Somebody said, press on regardless. I think that was a slogan from a motorcycle or car rally. Oh, we got some blue sky ahead. Not overhead, but ahead. So that's nice. That's very nice to see. Well, this is a pretty steady uphill. Not super steep, but enough that you can tell. I looked at living up here when I first moved to the area, but it's a little too expensive for me. A lot too expensive, let's be honest. Pretty nice up here though, even the semi-gloomy weather. Not too shabby. Yeah, it has been a while since I hiked this trail. I don't remember this long stretch along the ridge. Thought it dropped down into that canyon a lot sooner, but apparently not. But look at that. Until on a nice day, that would be pretty nice. Another rest bench. Okay. I'm not really too tired, but a couple of minutes won't hurt. Get a drink out of the camelback. You can see white sands down there. Nice, very nice. All right, keep moving. My friend's coming back in town tonight after a trip to Wisconsin, and he's bringing some special beer. I don't know what it is. Knowing him, it probably won't be that great, but still, I want to get back before too late so I can go meet him. There's another excellent trail up here called the Switchback Trail that kind of parallels Highway 82 there, going down from Bailey Canyon for about 2 miles, crosses the highway on a metal pedestrian bridge up high, and then comes back up canyon down there under the highway of the tunnel and back to where you started. That's a good 4-mile loop. Even though it's close to the highway, it's still very nice. There's some really nice scenery in there. Here's another tree, a white fir. All right. Yeah, all pretty much look the same to me. My friend Jim has got a degree in forestry, so he knows a lot of this stuff. And he's gotten where he doesn't want to hike anymore. My friend that's coming back into town with the beer, he's not able to hike anymore. He's got a bad foot. So I'm usually left on my own. It's not the best idea in the world, I guess, getting my age. But you can't live in fear your whole life. If it's something you really enjoy, I mean, that's what makes life worth living. It's like good food. I try to eat semi-healthy, but I'm not going to give everything I love. Okay, now we're descending into this thick forest. Probably going to bear right down this canyon, I think. Down in the canyon. I was going to bring my trail bike down in here someday. Not coming down this way, but coming in other ways I know to access sort of the same area. Come in and do a light overnight hike maybe. Uh-oh, now it's starting to rain again. Well, as far as I recall, there's a lot of tree cover. Except at that meadow, which I won't stay at this time. I usually do. It's great to grab a sub sandwich and maybe bring a beer and hike back in here and have lunch in that meadow. but not today. Actually walking fairly fast, so yeah, as long as I'm back in town by 4 or 5 o'clock, that's fine. I probably won't have any time to do any editing of this video today, but that's okay. Who knows if anyone will ever see it but me anyway. I can still hear cars down there on the highway, even though I'm veering away from the highway now. I was just about to turn back when it was raining constantly, thinking, get back into town. Starting to get tired sitting there after that pizza and beer. It'd be nice to be sitting in my easy chair at the computer with a cup of coffee and one of the cookies my friend Felicia sent me. But I pressed on. Now it's looking kind of bright. That's good. Still not bright overhead. I don't know why I thought you immediately dropped down into that canyon. You're kind of moving around the shoulder of this ridge, staying high. Still a good trail now. It's not very rocky. I like this. Air is so clean and fresh up here, especially after a rain. Pick up my stick and quit clacking it on the rocks. Okay, after slipping and sliding on some slick rocks, I think we're coming down into this canyon I was talking about. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a place right by the guardrails off Highway 82 that I could zip down there and be right down here in no time. And it's quite nice, as you can see. I could do a overnight camp down here. It would be kind of fun. You can see there's a trail down there too. I believe that goes right up to where I'm talking about. If I had more energy, I would go investigate it. I think by the time I get back to my truck, though, I'll have had enough hiking for today. So, I'm not lost. Yeah, this is what I remember. I'd forgotten that stretch up there. Oh, I'm getting kind of tired. I'm going to start carrying a little backpacking stove, and I got a new pot, and carry some coffee. Stop along the trail and have coffee. That sounds like a great idea. One time I hiked in somewhere south of here, had my little mesh hammock, stopped by the trail, made some coffee, laid back in the hammock and read a book. That was great. Yeah, my legs are feeling it now. You know, so much milder grade than some of that I've done already. Another sign here. Let's see what it says. Blue elder. Huh. Okay. If you say so. Oh, I need a drink out of the Camelback. Kind of a trail running up there. How about that's a game trail though? Elk. There are loads of elk in this area. In fact, I was kind of surprised to see a deer. Seems in all the Sacramento mountains, there's way more elk than deer, believe it or not. More uphill. I'm getting tired of this. I thought I had a lot of energy today, but it's gone. Probably if I wasn't carrying pizza and 2 beers, I might be better. Or maybe I'm just blaming that instead of just being out of shape. This is a Douglas fir, yeah. Very common tree for lumber. Built a house one time with a partner in San Diego County. We used a lot of Douglas fir. All right, well, we are at the meadow and a rest bench. Hallelujah. Well, it's not a huge meadow, but it's nice and green and on a sunny day. I'll give you another view of the meadow before we leave. You can imagine what it's like on a nice summer day. If you follow, there's a trail like right ahead of us, and if you follow that to the right, you'll eventually come down to this, I think it's called Pines Campground, right outside Cloudcroft. If you go left, wind around, 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 you finally come out down on Highway 244, I believe. Oh, there's another one of those structures, but a real small one. Huh. Kind of strange. That's too small for people. I wonder what it's all about. You better investigate before I leave. I mean, you could crawl in there. I guess if it's raining and you need a shelter, wouldn't be bad under that big tree. Maybe people come up here to practice bushcraft. That's cool. I like that myself. I've always been interested in survival and bushcraft. Oh yeah, that's plenty big enough. Get in and sleep, I think. I don't know. I don't think it'd be that comfortable though. Not that much room. I don't know what it's all about. The meadow runs uphill there. Looks really nice. Oh, my legs are tired. I'm gonna be whipped by the time I get back to the truck. You know, this is not a super hard hike at all. But when you get old and out of shape, Everything's harder. Not everything. Yeah, there's an uphill out of here. Of course. Your voices, okay. There are some people with a bunch of dogs. 3 people, 3 dogs. Well, let's keep going. I don't want to be entangled with them. Spoils the wilderness experience. Feel a few drops of rain again. I hope I set my GPS tracker. I think I did. Okay, I think can't be too far up here. We intersect a forest road. Go left on that for a ways, not very far. And then there's a trail sign pointing to the trail down to the parking lot. I'm sure you can just... So the OSHA Trail is only an 1/8 mile that way, so maybe I was wrong. You got to turn right to intersect it. No, I damn sure don't want to walk 2 miles more around that way. 1/8 mile that way and a 1/2 mile down sounds a lot better. All right, we'll take a chance. I see the bicycle guy went this way. He's using GPS too, I think, which I also have on my phone, but I don't want to look at it now. I just want to amble along on this flat, smooth trail, enjoy that feeling instead of rocks and climbing. Kind of cleared off. Now no rain. Sun's even peeking through the overcast a little. Blue skies to the west. Sounds good. Except once I get down in Tularosa Basin, I'll be wishing for this cool weather. Oh yeah, now it's coming back to me. Along this road, there's a trail that drops off the edge there down the right to the parking lot. Well, it connects to the OSHA Trail, and that goes down the parking lot. I think this is probably it right here. Those 1/8 miles are long when you're tired. Here we go. 3/4 of a mile still to the parking lot. Oh shit. All right, I guess I can make it. 1/8 mile to the junction. 3/4 mile on down to the parking lot. Okay. All right, I can do it. Now this is the way trail ought to be. Flat and smooth. Okay, what do we got here? Now we got a gamble oak. Okay. Well, Got oak tree shaped leaves, all right. All right. My friend Bob had the biggest oak tree I've ever seen in his backyard. The thing was just huge. Many a night we've sat out under that tree drinking beer, eating barbecue. Miss him. Died last year about this time. Okay, back to the OSHA Trail parking lot for the third time today. There's picnic tables here too, as you can see. Plus one's over there I was sitting on waiting for my friend to come out. All right, I think that's enough hiking for today.